Hi everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw gesture poses using images on Procreate using an iPad and an Apple Pencil. Digital art is becoming much more common in today's innovative and technology-based generation and society, and the process of drawing gesture poses on digital devices are similar to traditional ways, but they differ in many ways as digital art can provide using photos directly for reference, whereas traditional art depends more on perspective and estimation with the eye. And the skill can be honed through practice for both digital and traditional art. So today I'm going to be using this beautiful photo of Zendaya, and I'm going to be teaching you how to draw a gesture. First, I imported the photo from Photos and sent it straight to Procreate. We're going to lower the opacity of this layer, and we're going to open up a new layer. I'm going to grab the pencil tool, and you can use any pen tool that you want. I want to kind of use a water pencil for this. You can really use any type of pencil for this base sketch. And I'm going to choose a bit of a dark gray. All right. So when you're drawing gesture poses, you really want to focus on the shapes that make up the body. Luckily for Apple devices and Procreate, you can make perfect shapes, curves, arcs, and linear lines through creating a shape and holding it down until an ellipse is created or a circle is created. So when we're looking at the human body, we can imagine that there are shapes at every joint. So let's say at the shoulder, there's a circle, and then there's another circle in the middle of the arm, and then these shapes connect. I'm going to be using a smaller brush size. Because we can use the image directly, we can draw right on top of the image. I'm going to start with the head and drawing a circle for the shape and create a line down the face, and this will create the middle of the face. It doesn't have to be a straight line, it could be more of an arc if you want it to be. And you can just zoom in and have that basic jaw shape. And we're going to add the details later, but for now we're just focusing on the gesture. So next we're going to have the body, and we're going to have the biggest points of the body. So we're going to start with the head, the body, the legs, and then start connecting those pieces together. The shape that makes up the upper torso, some people draw rectangles. Some people like to draw triangles and then have another triangle. It's really personal preference. And the middle of the body would be about here. And from this shoulder to this shoulder, just go to draw a straight line and then have the curves of the body, just like that. And then for the pelvic bone structure, you can have it like that. And then we're going to be connecting the legs. You can connect these shapes through rectangles. For the joints, it's best to use circles. How precise you want it to be is all part of personal preference and practice. Okay. Now, once you have all the main joints, just gonna connect the neck. The reason why it's so important to practice drawing shapes for pose and gestures is because you can just trace the shape of the body directly, but that won't necessarily help in creating dynamic poses when you're drawing the body. So you want to learn how to perceive the body in chunks of shapes to simplify the form in your mind. So when you're drawing a pose, it's more comprehensible to you and you can hone that skill of how to draw a gesture pose from your mind. And for shortened figures like this, you have to really imagine the rectangle coming towards you, and you don't want to cut out any pieces because you want to make sure that your brain is processing and obtaining the perspective of the body. And for the hands, we're just kind of drawing the basic form, kind of like semi-trapezoid, and then legs. Working with figures with baggy clothes can get complicated. So one might want to start with nude model poses in order to fully understand pose gesture. Because let's say you choose a model like Billie Eilish and she is known for wearing really baggy clothes and you're trying to learn how to draw body forms, it can get a little complicated because you would have to assume the body shape. And it's not good to assume things because you want to draw gestures accurate to the image and the body form that you see. For this, I'm also just going to draw the simple hairline, the ear, the basic shape of the eye. You don't have to add all these details because this is gesture. I'm just doing this because when I'm transferring a drawing, I like to have this as reference. So it's really good to practice gesture poses like this. For the assignment, we will only be doing gesture pose. So you don't have to go into detail. And you see, you can unselect layers and you can see that this is the complete gesture that we've done. You can open a new layer and start drawing it more detailed and accurately shaped around this gesture pose so that you can better understand drawing the body form without having necessarily the original image there, but having just the gesture drawing. So now for the assignment, now that I've taught you how to do the process of opening up a new layer and drawing the shapes on top of the form to create gesture poses on digital drawing platforms, I'm going to assign choosing one pose picture of your favorite actor, actress, and you're going to do what I did. basically. And this is just to understand pose and gesture drawings.